Where's your Via Maris? Hey friends, it's Pastor Mike from Fellowship Church. Always enjoy connecting with you midweek. Hope you're having a wonderful week. Hope you know we love you. Just a thought, I won't be with you next week, but sure look forward to connecting with you when I'm back in the office. That question for you again. Where's your Via Maris? Now here's a thought for you, and we'll get to that Via Maris thing in just a moment. Have you ever wondered why God was so fascinated with that little place called Israel? I mean, really, there are much bigger countries around in the world where God could have said, I'm going to have my people right here. But God seems fascinated with that area called Israel. It was the promised land, we're told. And when God brought his people out of Egypt, he said, I'm going to bring you to the promised land. And he meant Israel. And then, of course, Israel lived in that land for a long, long time. And when Jesus was born, he was born not in some far-off place. He was born in Israel, in Bethlehem, and the people of God still contend over Israel today. Have you ever wondered why? Well, friends, in the book of Isaiah, Isaiah 9, there's a passage that says, the people walking in darkness have seen a great light. Now, if that sounds familiar at all, it's because that's also in the New Testament when it's talking about the coming of Jesus. But here's what's really fascinating. In Isaiah 9, it also uses a phrase called the way by the sea. And that same phrase is in Matthew 4. When talking about the birth of Jesus, it says Jesus will be born by the way of the sea. Well, that's kind of an interesting thought. What does that mean? Well, friends, in Latin, the words way of the sea mean Via Maris. And here's why that matters. Because God knew exactly what he was doing in doing all of his work and putting all of his people in Israel, and he knew exactly what he was doing when he had Jesus born there. Why? Well, because if you look at the topography and the geology even, of the Middle East, you'd see that there were some really significant trade routes that ran right through the country of Israel back in those days. And so Israel was really a pretty popular place back in biblical days. It's not that many people lived there, it's that everybody traveled through there. Imagine the center of two major highways coming together just like this. If you wanted to travel north through south, there was a main trade route that ran right through Israel. If you wanted to travel east through west, there was a main trade route that ran, guess where? Right through Israel. And so there were traders and people traveling who were coming through Israel all the time. And so when God decided to put his light into the world, and we're talking about both Old Testament and New Testament, of course, Jesus being born, when God wanted to put his light into the world, where did he put it? Well, not in some far-off place, not in some monastery tucked out in the mountains. No, God said, I'm going to take the place that is literally the crossroads of the world, and I'll put my light right there. So friends, throughout the Old Testament, God's doing his work right at the crossroads of the world. When he decides to have his son born, when the time comes, Galatians, the time had come fully. When Jesus was born, where is he born? Crossroads of the world. God knew exactly what he was doing. He was doing his greatest work at the place where a lot of people were coming by all the time so that they too would witness what God was already doing. Here's my question for you. Where's your Via Maris? Because God places his work inside of us. He does his work through us. God saves us. God blesses us. God shines his light in us and through us. And then God says, I want your life to be a Via Maris. I want you to be on display. I want you to be where other people are. Remember that old child song, hide it under a bushel? No, I'm going to let it shine. You got that song stuck in your head now, don't you? But that's exactly what God was looking for when God put his people in Israel at the crossroads of the world. Friends, where's your Via Maris? Where is your faith, your life on display so that God can say, see what I'm doing? I saved that one. I can do the same for you. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine in my own Via Maris. Friends, I hope that connects with you. Hope that touches you. It's part of the Christmas story, really. May you be living that out every day. Hope you have a wonderful week. Know that we love you and pray for you. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.